Yes, that was the part I was waiting for. Of course, that was a theme, or is a theme to Twin Peaks. And at the very last minute, that was the most murder mystery type of music I could find here at Triple U FM. Probably doesn't help that this piece is being played by the Danish National Symphony Orchestra. I have nothing against the Danish National Symphony Orchestra, but I don't think the original theme song actually took that long. But the reason I'm playing this for you this afternoon is because there is a hilarious new comedy coming up at Nowra Players, which I did mention at the start of the program. Now, I'm going to take a big deep breath because it's probably the longest title that I've ever actually had to read out on air before. It is called the Farndale Avenue Housing Estate Townswomen's Guild Dramatic Society. I've buggered it up already. Or just FUD for short. Yeah, so I again, as a radio announcer, I really should rehearse these things before I go live to air, as we just mentioned before with our Pip from Milton Studios. But anyway, it is a murder mystery. And joining me in the studio is the director and a couple of cast members to tell us, well, g'day, Pete.
Hey, Steve, how you going?
I'm doing jolly well for a Tuesday evening. I feel like I'm setting the scene now because I've just heard a bit of a roll of thunder outside, so I don't think I could have planned this any better.
No, it's perfect.
Hopefully the music's working for you as well. All right, Pete, it's a murder mystery. I know Nowra Players love to put on these murder mysteries, but why one with such a huge title?
The title is what it is because it is the Farndale Avenue Housing Estate Townswomen's Guild Dramatic Society. They are putting this play on. So what it is that we have 5 actors who are in this guild who are putting the play on. So they play themselves and then they pretend to be other actors. So it's they have a lot of trouble working out what their actual identity is during this thing. But it's it's a wonderful thing. Why we picked this was I really loved The Play That Goes Wrong, and somebody told me that the Farndale series were all pretty similar. So Quick Trip to Sydney had a look at their version of Macbeth, which was hilarious. And I thought, well, I'll have a look at some of their other versions. And the murder mystery came up and I looked at that and loved it. And so that's why this one. And it's extremely funny. It's for Over-Actors Anonymous. They come along and put it on thick, and then things start to fall apart and they forget lines, and it's just wonderful.
Can I ask you, as the director, has this been a really challenging one? Because it sounds to me not only are you trying to find the actors to play like the main character, but then underneath that main character you've got several other characters. So it sounds to me like all these different characters, all these different personalities they've got to play. Is that a challenge?
No, not really. Not for me.
Because such an esteemed director.
No, it has been a lot of fun because what we're able to do is just experiment with a lot of different things. So they were trying different accents and different things that they all did, whether they found the situation funny or whether they found it serious, whether they wanted to be a really serious actor and things just weren't working out, so they got annoyed. So there was a lot of different things in the background of who they were as a person, and then that had to come through in the different parts that they played, and that was their underpinning thing.
Were you like a really cruel director on audition night when someone's getting up to read their lines? I don't know, I don't know the play that well. Let's just say, hypothetically, it's an English woman. So this poor old lady, she puts on this English accent, right, now go Spanish, right, now go Mexican.
No, I just told them to do whatever they liked. And a few of them did experiment with different things. Some of them did part of their auditions with one accent and then swapped halfway through just to show me some of the things that they could do. And it was already very funny.
And did you have like someone come up and you're listening to it and you think, oh great, they're going to be great to play the English woman, for example, but then they put on these other acts and you're oh hang on, they might be great to play the American, for example?
Oh, it was a bit of a juggling act. Trying to fit people into the right role. Or roles, but it didn't take. We had it on one Sunday, and already that Sunday night, I'd pretty well locked it in. I was pretty sure who I wanted, and the actors have been amazing. They've been experimenting and playing around with it, making their characters larger than life. So it's really fun, and I think anybody that comes along to watch it will be pretty impressed, and it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
Leslie, welcome.
Hi, Steve.
Has it been that much fun?
Absolutely. absolutely.
Why has it been fun?
Well, any play where you can break the fourth wall is always fun. Any play where you can overact is always fun. Any play where you get to play 5 characters is always fun, especially when you go from a French maid to a horsey aristocrat, and then a solicitor, and then So I've got the most characters.
You do.
I think I do.
Oh, you must be the most talented actress there.
Oh yeah. Plus, I have to run the fashion show and all that sort of stuff as well.
Which I'm going to get to very soon.
I'm actually the chairwoman of the Townswomen's Guild, so it's very important to me that we get it right.
So you're playing the role of Mrs. Reese. Tell me about Mrs. Reese.
Oh, Mrs. Reese works very, very hard. She's got a bit of a rivalry with Thelma, Miss Farndale, who's always our leading lady. So I think that Phoebe, my name is Phoebe. I think I've got a bit of an eye on their leading role, and I try to work really hard, but I do sometimes forget where I am.
So have you walked in as Mrs. Reese to perform at this dramatic society? So they're putting on a play. So you've walked in as Mrs. Reese.
Yep.
But then you're given more characters.
Yes.
I can understand you getting one character because Mrs. Reese is playing another character. But how do all the other ones work?
Well, very quickly. Lots of quick changes.
There's lots of very fast changes.
Lots of very fast changes. So, yeah, it's lots of fun. And sometimes, a bit of the character that was playing last sneaks onto the next one because you've forgotten your shoes or, something happens like that. So, yeah.
Is there a lot of costume changes in this as well?
Yes.
Right.
Short
For
answer.
Mrs. Reese, yes. Most definitely.
Gordon doesn't have to change.
We're going to get to Gordon there. Actually, Gordon, you want to take a seat there as you sit down. Okay, so one of the things I love about this, and I mentioned it to Pete just before, I just find it fascinating, Leslie, that you guys are putting on this really hilarious murder mystery, but it's almost like, you know what, audience, if you get a bit bored, don't worry, because coming up soon, we've got like a mystery sort of quiz that you can be part of. How the heck does that work?
And you can win a prize too.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Made by the Farndale ladies.
Farndale ladies, craftwork extraordinaire.
Mm-hmm. Are you
I
being
call
serious?
it a little bijou nouveauté.
You can actually, the audience can win a prize.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Just like Nowra Players Eurovision back in 2012, where the cast will win the prize.
The beautiful golden
The Golden
trophies.
Globe, yes.
Yeah.
So how does this work? Is this actually like written into the play itself, or if you just decide we'll just do a quiz?
No, it's in the play.
Right.
It's the play is Murder at Checkmate Manor. So, yeah. We're all gathering for the reading of the will.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and I'm his sister-in-law, his niece.
Oh,
Sounds
like you're very well connected.
He means
there.
everything
Nice
to
to
me,
do a flow
really.
chart.
Yeah, have to do a flow chart. Yeah, that's right.
A solicitor.
His solicitor.
Now, Nick, you're playing Gordon Pugh. How many characters below Gordon Pugh are there?
I've actually got the easiest role. Yeah, I actually only play one character, but
How does that work?
Oh well, well I don't know.
He thinks it's jolly good.
Yeah. The interesting thing about
No, you
Gordon.
play two.
Oh,
You're Gordon
yes.
and Inspector O'Reilly.
Well, yes,
So, yeah,
yes.
so it's
Sorry. So yes, that's correct. But so Gordon is the Farndale's resident stage manager, and very unfortunate, as it does sometimes happen. One of the lovely actresses has fallen ill, got injured actually, and Gordon, as the stage manager, because he's obviously been there for all the rehearsals and that, he's had to go into the breach. Though the unfortunate thing is Gordon hasn't acted since he was in, what was it, kindergarten?
Since you were the second ox in the Star of Bethlehem.
That's right. So Gordon actually prefers to be behind the scenes. So he's not as seasoned as the rest of the ladies, but yeah, he's the long-suffering stage manager, and he's been called up, and he has to do his duty, and he'll do it as best as he can, and have a
does it well.
yes. So I play Inspector O'Reilly, who's pretty explanatory. He's the inspector.
He solved the Limehouse
And
murders.
tell me, do you have a few costume changes in there yourself?
I actually only have one.
Fashion parade.
Yeah,
That's
one for the fashion parade, but I will admit it is quite a bit of a race to get into it. It's the same for everyone actually. We are all running the gauntlet really, to bring this show to life. There's a lot of quick changes and a lot of cues, but we're having a lot of fun getting a bit of cardio in there. And I'm telling you, it's not just even us actors on stage. I mean, the backstage crew,
Yeah.
they're busting a leg, just trying to be in the right place at the right time and hitting all those cues as well. So it's a real group effort. Fail to prepare and prepare to fail. So yeah.
And I think that you've hit on. I was a bit remiss of me before because I've talked about the play, I've talked about the quiz, but yes, you've also got a fashion show. You've got it's like 3 shows in one.
We've got everything in this show, mate. Yeah, that's it. We've got everything.
The fashion show is.
And I guess the lovely thing too is that the Nowra Players, they're charging their usual rate of about $32 for an adult ticket, and yet they're basically getting 3 shows for the price of one, by the sounds of it.
Absolutely.
Now, guys, when is the big opening night for you?
Friday night is our opening night. This Friday, we've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday's actually sold out completely.
Great,
so
awesome.
That's wonderful. And then for 2 weeks after that, if they have a look at the website or they go to the Shoalhaven Entertainment Centre website, they'll be able to see where the tickets are.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming in this evening. I'm particularly looking forward to the fashion show. I think I haven't had a good fashion show for such a long time.
It's pretty amazing.
You'll love it, mate. You'll love it. Honestly,
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Thank you so much for coming in. That Peter Zoda, Leslie Carter, and Nick there. 2 of the characters from the Farndale Avenue Housing Estate Townswomen's Guild Dramatic Society, and of course Peter Zoda, the director. And of course, you can head to the Shoalhaven Entertainment website to get your tickets. And like as I said before, for $32, you are getting 3 shows in one. Only the Shoalhaven can do that.